Good evening, everybody. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have gone to meetings which keep on going on for hours without addressing the issue? Nobody? Okay. Now, I presume most of you are engineers, and when a client asks you a solution for a particular problem, what do you tell him? Do you give him a specific answer or do you give him a general answer? Yes, what is expected out of a professional, the more senior you are, it is expected that you will give a specific solution for the problem. It is not only for engineers, for a doctor, for a lawyer, it's very much important. So speech is also like that. At the end of the day, speech, when you deliver the speech, it should deliver a message and the audience should be able to take it. So by now you would have listened to many speeches, many educational speeches about speech structuring. So as you already know, any speech will have an opening and a body and a conclusion, which we call the speech structure. But there is another dimension to it. The purpose, the objective of the speech, why you are doing this speech for, which is the sort of underlying theme of a speech. So, any speech can be categorized into 4 broad areas. Mainly, you call it the informative speech. That is, your objective is to inform the audience of something. And most of the time, we as engineers or professionals, we do presentations. Our objectives are sometimes to inform the audience about something. It involves statistics, the research, so many things. So you put forward your case so that the audience will grasp the information and they will become informative as a result of that. So that is one category of speeches. Most of us we do that type of speech. It's the objective of the speech at the end of the day is to provide information to the audience. And there your credibility as a professional, your qualifications, the level of research and the details that you have done is very much important. That is the first category of speech. The first broader objective is to information. The second is to persuade something. And the persuasive speech is slightly different from informative speech because you really don't give out any information or you don't really give out any statistics. Sometimes you may use statistics to do so. But then the objective is to bring the audience into your side. At the end of the day, you should be able to persuade the audience to accept your viewpoint. So there the delivery matters a lot. The language, the vocal variety, things like that will play a major role in a persuasive speech. If I were to give a persuasive speech, for example, you may start a speech saying, okay, there are so many accidents happening in Sri Lanka, these are the reasons, like that. At the end of the day, you will persuade the audience to take actions against it. For example, you will persuade the audience to not drive after consuming alcohol. That could be one objective. Probably other objective could be, for example, you may persuade the audience to wear seat belts whenever you get into the car. So that is the persuasive type of speech. This is the second category. And the third category is the entertaining speech. Not necessarily humorous speech, but the objective of that speech is to make the audience entertained. And most of the politicians have read that. And some speakers use humor in informative speech as well as in the persuasive speech. So as a result of that, they are not becoming entertainment speech, but it's a separate category of entertainment speeches are there. So main objective is to entertain the audience, not necessarily have to have some message around it. If you could deliver a message or a theme around it, that's fine. But the main purpose is to entertain the audience. That is the third category of speeches. And finally, to inspire. To inspire the audience about a good leader. For example, when you speak about Steve Jobs, he has founded this company, how his thought process, how he envisioned the future. That could be an inspirational future speech, so that the audience could take some lessons out of it. When you talk about Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, so there are So many things that you could talk about. So there's another category of speeches. The objective is to inspire the audience to take the actions and learn from what has happened in the past. So if you look at any speech, that can be categorized into these 4 areas. So the first step when you are designing a speech is to know what is my general purpose is. Am I going to do a informative speech? Am I going to persuade the audience? Am I going to inspire the audience? Am I going to entertain the audience? That's something that you need to be really clear about. Because why you need to choose one out of these 4 is that you are given only a limited time. Could be maximum of 10 minutes. So during 10 minutes it's difficult to achieve both objectives at the same time. When you have a longer period of time, probably you may try to achieve 2 objectives, but it is recommended that you choose one objective out of 4. You need to be very clear on what you need to do because it's enable you to achieve your delivery style. So the first objective is to be clear on what is the end objective of my speech. Am I going to inform the audience of something? Am I going to entertain the audience? Am I going to persuade the audience? Or am I going to inspire the audience? That's something we need to be clear on, which is known as general purpose of a speech. Now, Journey shows a theme which is very broad and general. For example, how to build a house. What are the steps that need to be followed to build a house? It's a very broad topic. It may involve the legal aspects of the regulatory aspects of house construction, how to select a contractor, the contract management, how to procure the materials, how to do the finishing, things like that. It's a very broad topic. So it is more of a broad. So when I say a broad general purpose, it is in that level. Then there is something called specific purpose. What exactly you want your audience to achieve at the end of the speech, which is very, very specific. Very, very specific. Now, if I were to tell you, when you are sending SMS, how many of you send SMSs? All of you. How many of you use Twitter? Okay, some of you. Okay, let's get into the example of SMS. When you send SMS to somebody, SMS has only 160 characters. So what do? You type what is exactly necessary, which is the specific message that you want to communicate. I am coming late today. You don't give the reason. I am coming late. I am getting late. So which is the very specific, and the listener knows exactly what the reason, what exactly the message is, and it's very easy communication. So what is expected out of a specific purpose of a speech is that what exactly you want the audience to do at the end of the speech. Sometimes it is also easier when you deliver a speech in the audience perspective, which is known as value effect. What's in it for me? Audience will become more interested if they know at the end of the speech I am going to learn A, B and C. It is very clear and precise. So that is what is expected out of a specific purpose of a speech. So when you design a speech, first you need to be aware on the general purpose of the speech. And secondly, the most important component is what specifically you want to do, or you want the audience to take home after your speech. Let us look at some examples. So, general purpose of the speech could be an informative speech on house construction. As I mentioned to you earlier, it is a very broad topic. It has regulatory aspects, it has contract management aspects, how to select a contractor, how to select an architect, material procurement, project management. There are so many things in house construction. Now, given that you have only 5 or 6 minutes in a speech, how do you deliver an informative speech on house construction, which is a very broad topic? So that means you need to yes, have a specific idea that you are going to deliver. So your specific objective could be, at the end of the speech, I am going to tell the audience, look, these are the steps that you need to follow to select a good contractor. or these are the steps that you need to follow. These are the basic building regulations in Sri Lanka that you need to follow. There's something called straight line, there's something called building line. So there are certain distances has to be made. So at the end of your speech, I want the audience to know these things. That is one aspect. Also, when you are doing a specific objective of the speech, a specific purpose of objective or the purpose, you need to also be realistic. Now, for example, look at this example. So your general purpose is to do an informative speech on repairing a bicycle. Can you expect the audience to repair the bicycle at the end of listening to your speech? You cannot. You cannot practically be. So perhaps then probably you may define your specific objective or specific purpose of speech as, after listening to my speech, probably audience may be able to know how to grease the bicycle, how to clean the bicycle. Very basic steps. So one recommendation is don't set the objectives at the very high level, but be practical and set the objective at the right level. So any speech has two components: the general purpose, whether it's informative speech, persuasive speech, or entertainment speech, or inspirational speech. That we need to be really clear on where are we going to talk about. Then, once you agree on the general purpose, try to understand how I'm going to present to the audience. What do I want the audience to take home after listening to my speech? Can they remember the 3 things that they need to do about house construction? Will they know 2 basic maintenance tips of having a safe ride? Things like that will make your speech a wonderful speech, and you don't have to beat around the bush. You go and nail and you achieve your specific objectives, and your speech will be remembered at the end of the day. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to take questions. Any questions? Okay. Since there are no questions, let me hand over the session to the Toastmaster. And thank you very much, and wish you all the best in your future endeavors.